Thank you, Heather and Jeanette and Harold, for all being here this morning. And I just want to introduce who's here very quickly. So we have the House Republican leader, the Themis Claridis, representative from Derby. We have Patrizia Zucaro, who is our candidate for the 143rd District. We have my colleagues, Representative Terry Wood from Darien, who also represents part of Norwalk, and Representative Tom O'Day from New Canaan, whom you know represents part of Wilton. And we have the Republican Town Committee Chair of Wilton, Chris Lineberger, the RTC Chair of Norwalk, Carl Dickens, and the RTC Chair of Westport, Joe Sledge. So I think we will now go, and I will ask our minority leader, who I am very proud to serve with and have been during my whole time in the legislature, Themis Claridis.
Well, thank you, Gail, and thank you everybody who's on this call today. I know this is not the way we wanted to do this or any type of announcement, but this is the cards we've been dealt, and we're going to do the best we can with it. So first and foremost, I want to thank Gail for her many years of service and commitment to her district and the House Republican Caucus, and her very thoughtful and objective approach to dealing with the very serious problems we have in the state, and always representing her district. I'm putting that first. So you will be sorely missed, but we are here to talk about what's next. And I think evidenced by this kind of call that we have to do, we know that we're in very uncertain and very difficult times in the state. It will make it even more difficult to deal with the very difficult times we were already in the state, with multi-billion-dollar deficits every year. And I think this drives home why electing people to fix this problem, it is so important that we need somebody whose first and foremost concern is fixing Connecticut, fixing it without being political, without dealing with it in a way that is anything beyond the focus of the problems we have in Connecticut and the problems we have in our district. This district is a little bit of a different kind of district, and I say that in many districts that I go to, because even though Connecticut is the third smallest state in the country, it is so amazingly diverse. I mean, from Western Connecticut to Eastern Connecticut to Northern Connecticut. We've been talking about it a lot lately in regards to what a reopening looks like, because Southern and Western Connecticut is so connected with New York, and Northern Connecticut to Massachusetts, and Eastern Connecticut to Rhode Island. And there are so many different needs and wants and concerns in the state of Connecticut, but this district in particular is so fiercely independent and wants the state of Connecticut to understand that although we want your help when we need it, we know what's best for our district, whether it be education, transportation. We saw this year with a regionalization how fight Gail and Terry, Tom, me, all of us in the House Republicans, but how much Fairfield County fought it, because they don't want to be told what to do when they know what they've been doing works well. And I think someone who has the ability to see that, to objectively look and see what's the problem, how do we fix it, but also understands the needs and wants of their district. And I think Patrizia is exactly that person. She's come from a background that many of us have. Her parents came from Italy and settled in Westport, Connecticut. She is a lifetime Westporter. She has many ties in Norwalk, certainly understands the needs of small towns like Wilton. She has been in this district and in this town her whole life. She is a practicing attorney. She has her own firm, which gives her firsthand knowledge of what a small business owner fights day in and day out in a state that is not particularly friendly to small business owners. But she is hardworking, independent, and from our perspective, very happy to hear that she's a woman, because as the only woman leader in the legislature and the largest percentage of women in the House Republican Caucus, we believe we have done a lot for women in the state of Connecticut. And somebody like Patricia is somebody I'm so proud to stand here on this Zoom call to say I am 100% supportive of an independent young woman who understands the needs of her district and the small business needs and the struggles people go through day in and day out is exactly what we need as representative of Connecticut and representative of your district. So congratulations, Patricia, and welcome.
Thank you, Themis, and thank you for your kind words and all of your service. It's really been an honor to serve with you, and your words mean a lot for Patricia and for all of us in the district. I'll just say a couple of words to introduce Patricia, and then we'll move straight to her. I believe we are extremely fortunate in this district that Patricia has stepped forward to run for this seat. It takes, at a time when we really don't know what it's like out there because we don't even know if we can go outside, it takes a lot of courage. And Patricia is smart, motivated, clear thinking, and a very good listener. I've been very impressed by her attention to detail, her genuine interest in the people of our district, and her energy. She's a very hard worker. I think very important for our three towns. She doesn't come to this role with a lot of ideological preconceptions and an attitude that she knows everything. She's not a very political person. She was unaffiliated for a long time before she registered as a Republican. She's someone who thinks for herself, and I'm very confident that she'll consider every issue on its merits as they come up with due regard for its impact on her constituents. We're at a time now when people really need to be reassured by the people representing them because we're in very unfamiliar territory, uncharted. And I think people in our district will find Patricia to be open-minded, fiscally responsible, and respectful of their personal choices. She's committed to protecting our residents' health and safety and defending the interests of our towns while addressing Connecticut's profound economic and fiscal issues, which she recognizes fully and is determined to do everything she can to help resolve. You know, I've represented this district for 10 years, and it's a place that has become very dear to me, so I'm not about to leave it in the hands of somebody I don't trust. So I just want to say that Patricia has my full and enthusiastic support to be its next representative going forward. And now I'll turn it over to Patrizia Zucaro. Patricia?
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Themis. Good morning. I'm Patrizia Zucaro, pronounced Patricia. I wanted to thank everyone for joining the call for my very important announcement. Today, I'm announcing that I'm running for state representative of the 143rd District, which comprises portions of Norwalk, Westport, and Wilton. I'm going to talk about three things: who I am, why I'm running, and why I'm the most qualified to represent this district. Here's my background. I'm from Westport. I attended Staples High School and the University of Connecticut. After graduating UConn, I began my professional career in real estate development. Almost 10 years following graduation, I decided to go to law school while I continued to work full-time. I graduated Pace Law School in 2012 and was admitted to both the New York and the Connecticut bar that same year. I have spent a significant number of years working on the development of my career, and now I would like to give back to my community. Supporting my community is very important. That is why I want to run. As an attorney, I know Connecticut statutes and how the legislature works. Being an attorney has taught me to be an excellent listener and an even stronger advocate. I'm very open and receptive to people's opinions, concerns, and ideas, because I have to be. Lastly, I have defended my clients in a variety of difficult situations. I am not afraid of anyone, and I will stand up for the people of the 143rd District. I decided to get involved because Connecticut needs change. I have not always been a Republican. In fact, I was unaffiliated for many years. Connecticut demands the change Republicans have been fighting for decades. I have a full appreciation of Connecticut issues because I have lived here my whole life. The issues have been the same for a very long time. They are: 1, the need to support small businesses; 2, improve transportation; and 3, address Connecticut's structural fiscal weaknesses, high taxes and debt, runaway spending, and massive unfunded retirement obligations. After many years, these issues are still the same, and the need to resolve them remains. It is these issues that first motivated me to get involved. Within the past 4 or 5 weeks, however, a new issue has loomed larger than any other for everyone in Connecticut. We have been confronted by a crisis that has literally stopped us from our daily routines and prevented us from seeing family and friends. Although we have yet to see the total impact of COVID-19, it is true that Connecticut's fiscal and economic vulnerability will make it harder to build back our jobs, public health, and economy. This will shape how we make decisions in Hartford. This is a time when we need leaders who will be flexible and understand the complexity of COVID. Leaders who will put politics aside and address our health and safety concerns with fairness and transparency. This is a moment when Connecticut needs nonpartisan leadership that will be truthful, open-minded, and creative. We are a community of resilient, intelligent, and caring individuals. We will get through this. I envision a new Connecticut that rises out of COVID-19 stronger and more prosperous. I do want to talk for a moment about a few issues that are specific to the 143rd. Education is something that is important to everyone in our district. I support any effort to I oppose any effort to cut school funding mid-year or to push the cost of teachers' pension contributions down to the towns. Our school districts need to retain their autonomy. And I absolutely oppose mandated regionalization of our schools. Norwalk needs more ECS funding from the state, and we need answers about why it's not happening. Also, the question of funding education for the growing number of ELL students requires attention from the state. 830G is a serious issue in Wilton and Westport. I support reforming this statute. Zoning objectives are local in nature, and each municipality should retain authority over zoning decisions. Likewise, I support an approach to transportation infrastructure that takes into consideration the opinions and concerns of our cities and towns so that costs and disruption to our community is minimized. Of course, I'm referring to the walk bridge in Norwalk. My pledge to the residents of the 143rd is that I will listen to and focus on the needs of my constituents. I will work closely with the other side of the aisle. This race is about Norwalk, Westport, and Wilton. I am not running on a national platform, and national platforms have nothing to do with my campaign. My focus is Norwalk, Westport, and Wilton, and what is right for the people who live here. They are my boss, and their needs and their concerns are what matters to me. I will work very hard to further their interests and maintain a strong voice in Hartford. Thank you again for being here today. I want to also thank Gail and Themis for your kind remarks. The people of the 143rd deserve a strong advocate, and I am that person. I am committed to earning their support. Thank you.